Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2020-2021 year-end commencement exercises of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines College of Law. Processional. The faculty. The Vice Presidents. Vice President for Branches and Campuses, Professor Pascualito B. Gatan. Vice President for Finance, Ms. Marisa J. Ligaspi. Vice President for Administration, Professor Adam V. Ramilo. Vice President for Research, Extension, Planning and Development, Dr. Ana Ruby P. Capasi. Vice President for Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Sinaida R. Sarmiento. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Emmanuel C. De Guzman. Executive Vice President, Professor Alberto C. Gilio. Members of the Board of Regents, Honorable Regent, Senator Emmanuel Joel Jose Villanueva. Honorable Regent, Congressman Mark Go, represented by Honorable Ron P. Salo. Honorable Regent Rowena M. Dalusong. Honorable Regent Jose B. Patalinhog III. Honorable Regent Danilo L. Belo. Honorable Regent Antonio C. Moncupa Jr. Honorable Regent Ramir M. Cruz. Honorable Regent Jerilyn L. Pilar. Honorable Commissioner Dr. Ronald L. Adama, Chairman, PUP Board of Regents and Commissioner, Commission on Higher Education. Associate Professor Rolando M. Covero Jr., University Board Secretary. The Maze of the University. The Honorable Alexander G. Hesmundo, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, Commencement Speaker. Dr. Manuel M. Muhi, PUP President. Doxology.
Shine, and let your spirit fill shine on me. Oh, shine, shine on me. Shine on me, and let me see your glory. Breathe on me, and let your spirit move me. Change my life, and let me be your shining light for the world to see. Shine on me, let me see your glory. Shine on me, let your spirit fill me all the days of my life. Oh, let your spirit shine on me. Oh, shine on me, shine on me. Renew my life completely. Live in me. Release your power through me evermore. Your servant be. You are all the earth. Your love to see. Shine on me. Let me see your glory. Shine on me. Shine on me. Let your spirit fill me all the days of my life. Oh, let your spirit shine on me. Shine on me, shine. Let me see your glory. Shine on me, shine on me. Let your spirit fill me all the days of my life. Oh, let your spirit shine on me. Oh, shine on me. Let your spirit shine on me. Let your spirit shine on me.
The Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiting, besa sinamanan, alat ng puso, sa litin mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuwing ka lang magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisingin. Sa dagat at tulog, sa simoy at sa langit mong wagaw, pwede lang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislat ng bangawat mo'y tagumpay na nakikinig, ang bituing ng araw niya, kailan pa may magiging. Lupa ng araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay ang langit sa piling mo. Aming di kaya na pag may mamahagip, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Presentation of candidates for graduation by Dean Gemelito L. Festin.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor program from the College of Law for the academic year 2020-2021. The graduation of these candidates was approved by the University Academic Council and confirmed by the Board of Regents.
Conferment of degree by Dr. Manuel M. Muhi.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Charter of the University and the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges, as well as the obligations and responsibilities hereunto appertaining.
Awarding of Tanglaw ng Bayan.
Justice and fairness remain to be a foundation of a civilized society. It is therefore must be served by honorable individuals worthy of our confidence and trust. It is of great pleasure and privilege to introduce to you such kind of man who continues to leave a mark of true public service in integrity, as a lawyer, a scholar, and ultimately as the primary protector of our human rights and fundamental freedoms. His exceptional background is evident in his lifestyle of excellence and commitment. He obtained his law degree from the Ateneo de Manila University and started as a trial attorney in the Office of the Solicitor General, where he was awarded as Most Outstanding Solicitor. After having served the OSG for 20 years, he was appointed Associate Justice of the Sandigang Bayan and chaired its 7th Division and as co-chairperson of the Anti-Grabs Committee on Rules. On August 14, 2017, he was appointed to the Supreme Court as its 178th magistrate. With his experience and comprehensive knowledge of the law, he led a significant technical working group at the Supreme Court. He chaired the revision of the Law Student Practice Rule and the organizing committee for the 2019 Legal Education Summit. He is also the Vice Chairperson of the Special Committee for the Rules of Procedure for Admiralty Cases, Special Committee for the Rules on Inspection under the Philippine Competition Act, the Subcommittee for the Revision of the 1997 Rules of Civil Procedure, the Special Committee on the Rules of Procedure in Election Contests before the First Level Courts. He is also a member of the SC Committees on Computerization and Library, on the revision of the Rules of Court, and the Special Committee on Speedy Trial. As a law scholar who is passionate with learning and continuous growth, our awardee is also a member of Corps of Professors of the Philippine Judicial Academy and a professorial lecturer in remedial law. He was a former vice chairperson of PhilJust Department of Remedial Law and has taught various remedial law subjects at the Ateneo de Manila University, Centro Escolar University School of Law and Jurisprudence, the Lyceum of the Philippines, the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta in Las Piñas City, the University of Santo Tomas Faculty of Civil Law, and the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasay. He was also an examiner in remedial law in the 2009 and 2015 bar examinations. Our awardee also takes part in various international events and study visits abroad. He recently attended the 2019 American Association of Law Schools Conference on Clinical Education held on May 4 to 7, 2019 in San Francisco, California, USA, sponsored by the Asia Foundation. He joined a learning visit to observe the legal aid services of Harvard Law School, Georgetown University Law Center, and Suffolk University School of Law in the USA. Sponsored by the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, or the INL, under the U.S. Department of State. He also attended the study tour on the speedy disposition of cases, likewise organized by the INL at the U.S. State Department at Washington, D.C. and Virginia, USA. He also participated in the study visit on competition law and economics held in London, United Kingdom on February 14 to 16 in 2018. He also attended the regional colloquium on the enforcement of intellectual property for judges in higher courts held in Tokyo, Japan, organized by the World Intellectual Property Organization in cooperation with the Japan Patent Office. He participated in the ASEAN USPTO colloquium for the Judiciary on Management of Civil and Criminal IP affiliate cases in Bangkok, Thailand, organized by the ASEAN United States Patent and Trademark Office. With 36 years of experience and decades of hard work under his belt, on April 5, 2021, he was appointed as the 27th Chief Justice of the Philippines. At present, he continues to enhance our access to justice in the most crucial of times through integrity, independence, and wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it is of great honor to award a humble and dedicated lawyer, a public servant worthy of emulation, a leader who leads in all courage, excellence, and truth. On this 21st day of June 2021, on the occasion of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines year-end commencement exercises, the university hereby declares and confers upon Honorable Alexander G. Giasmundo,
Chief Justice of the Philippines, the Tanglaw ng Bayan Award.
The PUP Board of Regents, headed by CHED Commissioner Ronald L. Adamat, the PUP Executive Committee, PUP President Dr. Manuel M. Muhi, Executive Vice President Professor Alberto C. Gillo, Vice President for Academic Affairs Dr. Emmanuel C. de Guzman, Vice President for Administration, Adam V. Ramilo, Vice President for Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Sinaida R. Sarmiento, Vice President for Finance, Marisa J. Ligaspi, Vice President for Research, Extension and Development, Dr. Ana Ruby P. Gapasin, Vice President for Branches and Satellite Campuses, Professor Pascualito B. Gatan, PUP College of Law Dean Jamie Lito L. Festin, Associate Professors and Officials of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines College of Law, distinguished guests, family and friends, partners in the academe, our celebrated law graduates, good day, everyone. Congratulations, graduates. You have passed the difficult experience of going through the College of Law. The recitations, examinations, and immeasurable hours of reading, memorizing, and understanding the law and countless cases. Or maybe you are one of those who fortunately slide through all the hurdles and are smart enough to cram effectively. I, too, was once a student of law and went through the same experiences. But now comes the most difficult part of all, passing the bar exams. On this celebrated day, let me impart to you, albeit quite challenging amidst these trying times, the grace of inspiration. You may have become the part of the global health crisis class of 2020 and 2021. But your resilience and dedication to the study of law have already brought to you this point, and now you have the opportunity to conquer your end game. To borrow and paraphrase the words, this fight is for our lives. We are going to win, whatever it takes. Imminently, when you pass the bar examinations, take your oath, sign the roll of attorneys, and officially become a lawyer. Remember always to go back to your oath. Learn it by heart and live your lives according to it. Bear in mind that as future lawyers, you will impose upon yourselves this voluntary, or may I say, sacred obligation, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, while invoking the help of God. It shall be your social responsibility as well, as future lawyers, to uphold the rule of law, considering not just the interests of your client, but the greater pursuit of justice. Give priority in rendering legal assistance to the marginalized sector of our society. Do not be persuaded by the myopic interest, but rather aspire for the greater good. Be mindful of the latest amendment to the 1997 Rules of Civil Procedure, particularly Rule 7, Section 3 thereof, on the duties and responsibilities of all counsels signing pleadings and other submissions to the court. The lawyer's signature certifies that the case is filed not for any improper purpose, and that the claims, defenses, and other legal contentions are warranted under existing laws or by an argument for modifying or reversing existing jurisprudence. Should it be found otherwise, the courts will not hesitate to sanction the lawyer or even the law firm responsible for the violation. This goes to the core of lawyer's oath to conduct himself or herself as a lawyer according to the best of his or her knowledge and discretion, with all fidelity to the courts as well as to his or her clients. While our Constitution requires the traits of competence, integrity, probity, and independence for the members of the judiciary, I equally believe that these same traits apply not only to the judiciary as a whole, but to all lawyers as well. When these traits are imbued in all actors and stakeholders in the justice system, only then can we truly enjoy the blessings of independence and democracy under the rule of law. Sadly, at the moment, we face challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic. But even as we are slightly overwhelmed, we have worked to keep the wheels of justice turning. The court has persisted to come up with innovations and find solutions for the continuous dispensation of justice. It is in this endeavor that technology played an important role. To lessen the physical exposure of our court employees and court users, the Supreme Court adopted different work schemes and laid down the parameters for alternative work arrangement in our courthouses. This significantly reduced the risk of transmitting and acquiring the dreaded virus. The court also granted the request of our judges and court personnel to allow the conduct of fully remote video conferencing hearings, regardless of the physical location in the country. In fact, as of June 4, 2021, there have been a total of 327,991 video conferencing hearings successfully conducted in our courts nationwide. And even during the pandemic, we have released 90,040 qualified persons deprived of liberty or PDLs, 1,217 of which are children in conflict with the law, CICL. I have mentioned this previously, and I reiterate that as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, during my term as Chief Justice, and with the help of my fellow justices, I intend to focus on two things. One, case decongestion, that is the substantial reduction of the dockets of the Supreme Court. And two, a technology-driven judiciary. Belonging to the millennial age group, you might find that the court's use of technology more to your interest and fascination. The Supreme Court has adopted certain changes with regard to the bar examinations this November. Online submission of bar exam applications and the electronic payment of bar exam fees are now allowed. The judiciary e-payment solution will soon allow litigants to directly pay court fees online using credit card, online banking, digital wallet, among other modes and channels of payment. Also, for this year, the modality of the bar examinations shall be digitalized using computer software. The traditional mode of handwritten bar examinations may be allowed, but only for exceptional cases. Be forewarned that in using your Wi-Fi-enabled laptops and other devices during the examinations, any hacking, crackling, unauthorized or illegal access, interference, misuse, fraud, forgery, or any other form of cheating, deception, or dishonesty by, through, or with the use of information and communication technology, or ICT, shall be dealt with accordingly with existing laws. This year, too, will see the bar examinations localized. Designated testing centers and areas will be spread in different regions. Bar examinations will be conducted in Metro Manila, Baguio, Cebu, and Davao. This will be greatly favorable to those coming from the provinces, so that they shall not be burdened further in going to Metro Manila to take the exams. Expenses will be lessened, thereby easing the already arduous process. Indeed, accessibility to the bar exams and geographic equity has always been one of the more important principles that has prompted bar reforms. The upcoming bar examinations will be a testament to the commitment of your Supreme Court to further level the playing field among examinees. Another project of the Supreme Court is the development and establishment of an ICT infrastructure for the Philippine judiciary. The court plans to set up an e-court system to enhance court workflow processes and increase virtual access to the courts. The court also intends to utilize artificial intelligence for court operations. Hopefully, this will result to a speedy disposition of cases and a streamlining of processes. Truly, technology plays a very significant role in the dispensation of justice. Change and technological evolution are shaping our society. That is why we must be ready to adapt and better ourselves. As graduates of law, you must expand your horizons and invest more knowledge on technology and skills in order to meet the demands of the changing times. In doing so, however, you must not forget to be the vanguard of truth. Technology is a double-edged sword, a tool that can be used for good or otherwise. Social media has bound us together, but it has fostered dishonesty and deceitfulness at the same time. So, always seek the truth, as you will solemnly swear to do no falsehood, nor consent to the doing of any in court. Indeed, we have witnessed how time quickly changes and technology is advancing in an exponential pace. Hence, the judiciary must adapt these changes. We must transform our ways to be more responsive, efficient, and effective in addressing the demands of our society. Be rest assured that the Supreme Court shall be relentless in finding reasonable and creative solutions to address the problems that have burdened our justice system. As future lawyers, I wish that you will truly help and be part of the solution and delay no man for money or malice. Again, always go back to your oath. I thank the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, PUP, College of Law, for being a true partner, academe, in providing superior legal education and producing excellent lawyers in the profession. To our future lawyers, continue to be good to others and to yourself. Pray to God and thank Him for all the blessings, and especially pray harder in these trying times. Express your gratitude to your loving family and to your friends who truly supported you. Now you can say, Nay, Tay, maraming salamat. Law graduate na ako. And around this time next year or earlier, you shall say, maraming salamat, lawyer na ako. Again, congratulations, graduates. Keep safe and healthy. Godspeed.
Distribution of diplomas.
Leilani Maslang Banotan. Thesis title, Empowering the Poor Through Social Legislation. A critical analysis of the Magna Carta of the Poor, RA number 11291, and proposed implementing rules and regulations. Jeff Prudente Baron. Thesis title, Restructuring the UN Security Council, a giant step towards a relevant United Nations in the 21st century. Mayan Ausente Berha. Thesis title, Freelancers Are Not for Free, an in-depth analysis of labor laws protecting the rights of online Filipino freelancers.
Mark Lester Dongalio Chicano.
State of Toothlessness, an analysis of cases involving human rights in relation to the mandate of the Commission on Human Rights as provided by EO 163, series of 1987.
Jenica Ganaba Clemente.
Thesis title, From the Youth to the Nation, a critical analysis of the application of relationship, consanguinity, and affinity limits under the SK Reform Act to their national positions. Alisa Pantaleon Diaz, thesis title, A Legal Analysis of the Recognition of Divorce Decrees Obtained by Filipinos in Mixed Marriages vis-a-vis the Nationality Principle in Light of Republic v. Manalo. John Rowy Bulaang Domingo, thesis title, Redress Mechanism on HIV, AIDS-related stigma and discrimination for people living with HIV.
Carmela Don Bernalianan,
Thesis title, Virtually Face-to-Face, Right of the Accused to Confront the Witness Face-to-Face in the Wake of COVID-19 Pandemic. Mark Philip Magbutay Ingente, Thesis title, In the Lens of Scrutiny, An Analysis of PhilSys Law's Intrusion to the Right of Privacy. Alfred Raymond Sagaba and Lim, thesis title, All Bark, No Bite, An Analysis on the Anti-Rabies Act of 2007. Milin Meneses Lumagbas, thesis title, A Comprehensive Analysis of the Republic Act No. 8371 or the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997.
Mark Joseph Senabre Lupango,
Thesis title, Balancing the Administrative Governance and the Right to Privacy under Philippine Identification System Act. Agnes Lintao Makalinga, thesis title, An Analysis of the Revised Guidelines on Continuous Trial Rule in Criminal Cases in Unclagging the Family Court's Dockets in Las Piñas City.
Jepta Frederick Ginto Mercado,
Thesis title, When Streaming Became Mainstream, Is Regulation the Next Hot Topic? Jessica Joyce Perez Peñalosa, thesis title, Are We Ready for the Real World? Inclusion of the Basic Labor Laws under the Senior High School Curriculum. Editha Valeriano Quilantang, thesis title, From Secrecy to Transparency, Revisiting the Legal Implication of Bank Secrecy Laws to the Tax Fraud Investigation of the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Ed Alrenzi Bergantin Salles, thesis title, Taxing Beyond Borders, Analysis of the Existing Corporate Tax Laws Applicable on Non-Resident Foreign Corporation with Digital Presence in the Philippines. Gian Manuel Abalostan, thesis title, An Analysis of the Revised Philippine National Police Manual on Illegal Drugs Operations and Investigation and its Compliance with the Chain of Custody Rule. Richard John Mark Inopia Tubosa, thesis title, Beyond the Bars, A Critical Legal Analysis of Jail Decongestion in the Philippines. Marian Makatigbak Tumbaga, thesis title, The Philippines' Compliance to the Global Standards on Data Protection Law. Boncarlo John Joseph Ramos Oneta, thesis title, Creating Breakthrough, A Legal Analysis on Create Bill, vis-a-vis taxpayers in the midst of pandemic.
Thanksgiving speech to be delivered by Miss Alisa Pantaleon Diaz.
Our commencement speaker, the Honorable Supreme Court Chief Justice Alexander Hesmundo, the University President, Dr. Manuel M. Muhi, all the executive officials of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, the esteemed members of the Board of Regents, faculty members, administrators and employees, parents, loved ones, and graduates. A pleasant afternoon, and I am greatly humbled to speak before you. I want to congratulate all the graduates of PUP Batch 2021. Congrats guys! Deserve nating lahat to. We might not have the privilege of celebrating this momentous occasion together. Nonetheless, I am proud of you and the fact that we continued to fight for our dreams despite everything that's happening. That's bravery and passion on a completely new level. To all the graduates, siguro sa ilang taon na nanatili kayo or tayo sa sintang paaralan ay narinig o nasabi ninyo ang mga katagang to. Papasok ka ba? Nakatulog ako. Hindi ko natapos yung readings. Wala akong maintindihan. Kinakabahan ako. Ayoko na. At pagod na ako. These lines went on for years. 24, 34, 41. Siguro po, nagtataka kayo kung ano-ano ang mga numero na yan. 24, 34, 41. Ilan lang po yan sa mga gradong nakuha ko para sa midterm exam. Opo, out of 100 po yun. Nakakawindang, nakakapanghina, pero bandang huli, nakakatawa na lang din dahil halos karamihan pala sa amin ay ganun din ang grade. But those grades are not something to be ashamed of. Ika nga, your grades do not define you. They are not a representation of your full potential. Also, if anything, those grades ought to teach us how to persevere. Ika nga ulit, may finals pa. But I'm not saying this so that you should be complacent dahil midterms pa lang. Always give it all you got. But I'm just saying this to prove one point, that no matter how hopeless it seems at the time, lumaban ka. Kung hindi mo pa kaya, magpahinga ka, magdasal ka, yakapin at kausapin mo yung mga mahal mo sa buhay. Back in 2018, I was asked to write an advice for incoming freshman students in the College of Law. And I quote, "Make studying enjoyable. It is hard as it is, so do not make it more stressful by putting unwanted pressure on yourself. Do not ever compare your achievements and mistakes from others, for you are at your own pace. And you have to be self-motivating because there will be a lot of times where you will see yourself quitting, and during these times, you will only have God and yourself." Now, was I able to faithfully apply this advice to myself? Syempre, hindi rin po. But this is not to give demotivation. Rather, I want to say that I understand the struggles and that we've all been there at some point. Most especially those who came before us and who are now the ones leading us to the path of excellence. With that, on behalf of the PUP graduating batch of 2021, I want to convey our sincerest gratitude to all the officials, administrators, and employees of the university. To our professors and advisors, this is also for you. I would like to believe that we are a much better individual now than when we first entered the university because of all the knowledge and wisdom that you imparted upon us. I know that the online setup was also difficult for our respective professors, but still, they gave their best to be able to continue giving us quality education. For that, we are extremely grateful. To our friends and classmates, thank you for making this challenging endeavor a lot easier. Personally, I want to thank my blockmates in JD12, Team Alamat 2017, Codal, and Research Corps. Ma'am Shees, the law school experience would not have been this memorable and meaningful were it not for you. Jen, thank you for staying with me. Yakap, laban, future panyeras and panyeros. Sa lahat ng bumubuo at nagpapanatili sa College of Law, maraming salamat po. Dean Gemelito Festin, ang aming tumayong tatay sa PUP College of Law, thank you for believing in us. Thank you for always reminding us to have faith and stay close to God. Sa mga magulang at mga tumatayong magulang, maraming salamat po. Wala na pong mas hihigit na kasiyahan bilang isang anak na masabi po sa inyo na Ma, Pa, Nay, Tay, graduate na po ako. Salamat po sa lahat ng pag-intindi at suporta ninyo. This is not just our graduation, but yours as well. Mama, Papa, Kuya AJ at Ash, para sa inyo po ito. And finally, to the God Almighty, our Savior, we offer all our praises and thanks to you. You are the one who made all these things possible, and you are the one who breathed purpose to our journey in PUP. Maraming salamat po. Muli, PUP, maraming salamat. Congratulations, fellow graduates and parents. Eliza Pantaleon Diaz, member of the PUP graduating class of 2021.
Pledge of loyalty to be led by Regent Jerilyn L. Pilar.
Itaas ang ating kanang kamay para sa panunumpa ng katapatan. Ako si na nagtapos ng kursong
Juris Doctor
ay buong pusong nanunumpa na magiging tapat sa lahat ng panahon sa mga adhikain, panuntunan at prinsipyo ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas, ang aking sintang paaralan, at sa organisasyon ng mga alumni na kumakatawan dito. Ako ay nangangako na tutuparin ko ang aking napiling profesyon na may paggalang sa mga alituntunin ng universidad at sa mga batas ng Pilipinas. Hindi ako gagawa ng anumang bagay na ikasasama ng kanyang pangalan. Bagkus ay aking itataguyod ang lalong ikahuhusay at ikabubunyi ng kanyang pangalan. Bilang scholar ng bayan, na kumikilala sa Estado, sa kanyang malaking ambag sa aking pag-aaral, iniaalay ko ang aking buhay. Husay at talino. Bilang kapaki-pakinabang. Na mamamayan ng Pilipinas. Ako ay maglilingkod. Sa aking kapwa-tao.
sa aking kapwa-tao,
para sa ikauunlad ng aking bayan.
para sa ikuunlad ng ating bayan.
Ako ay magiging tapat
Ako ay magiging tapat
at malayang susuporta
malayang susuporta
sa mga adhikain at programa
sa mga adhikain at programa
ng Asosasyon ng mga Alumni
ng Asosasyon ng mga Alumni
ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas.
ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas.
Lahat ng ito ay aking tutuparin ng walang pasubali
aking tutuparin na walang anumang pasubali
o pag-aalinlangan. Kasihan nawa ako ng poong may kapal.
Nawa ako ng may kapal.
Mabuhay ang mga bago nagsipagtapos. Mabuhay ang PUP. Congratulations, graduate.
The PUP hymn.
Maganda at mapagpalang araw po, isang karangalan ang makasama kayo ngayong araw na ito sa atin pong hinahangaang Pangulo ng Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Dr. Manuel Muhi, mga opisyal, mga dekano, mga propesor, mga kawani ng ating pamantasan, mga iskolar ng bayan, mga magsisipagtapos. Muli mapagpalang araw po. Laman po ng mga diskurso sa social media at virtual meetings kung alin ang mas mahalaga sa gitna ng pandemya. Ang kalusugan o ang pagpapatuloy ng edukasyon ng ating mga kabataan. Batid po naming matagal nang nakikiisa sa mga panawagan para sa academic ease ang ating mga scholar ng bayan dito sa PUP. Kaugnay po ito ng katotohanang hindi madali ang new normal. Maaaring paulit-ulit pa rin ang tanong sa isipan ng ilang estudyante, mga magulang at guro. Is higher education worth it at time of a pandemic? Bilang hepe ng Labor Committee at Higher Education Committee dito sa Senado, klaro po sa atin, kailangan ng edukasyon sa pagbangon. Subalit kailangan pangalagaan din ang kalusugan ng lahat. Kabilang na po ang mental health ng ating mga guro at mga estudyante. Bilang mga scholar, batid niyo po na tungkulin ng Estado na tiyakin na hindi po kayo madedehado sa sistema ng edukasyon ngayon. Aaminin ko po na malaking hamon ito sa parehong sangay ng ehukatibo at lehislatura ng gobyerno. Pero ang totoo, mas mabigat ang hamon ng krisis na ito sa bawat isa sa inyo. Kailangan po kasi na mas magmadali kayo para matutunan ang maraming mga bagay, makahanap ng oportunidad sa mga disruptions at makasabay sa mga pagbabago. Huwag po kayong matakot. Lahat ng kailangan nyo para magtagumpay ay alam kong nasa inyo na. Isip, puso, at talino. Bilang inyong empleyado dito sa Senado, umaksyon po tayo para tiyaking masuportahan kayo ng pamahalaan. Bilang inyong kapwa PUP-yan, isinulong po natin ang pondo para sa mga smart campuses. Inaksyonan po natin na maisama sa listahan ang mga essential workers, kagaya ng ating mga guro at kawani ng ating mga pamantasan. Isinabatas na rin po natin ang Doktor para sa Bayan Act para sa mga gustong mag-aral ng medisina at maglingkod sa mga pampublikong ospital. Kapwa ko PUP-yan, humahanga po ako sa inyo dahil sa inyong kritikal at pagkakaroon ng bukas na isipan sa mga nangyayari sa ating pamahalaan at lipunan. Dahil po dito, buo ang aming loob na handa na kayong pumalaot sa mundo. Hindi lang para tuparin ang inyong mga pangarap, kundi higit sa lahat, paglingkuran ang ating Diyos at bayan. Congratulations po at mabuhay ang mga scholar ng bayan. Maraming salamat at pagpalain po tayo ng ating Panginoong Diyos.
Greetings of peace to one and all. To PUP President Dr. Bonmohi, former President Manili Guzman, Vice President Lito Gatan, to all the senior and junior officials of PUP, PUP graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor that I speak before you on this very memorable and significant occasion where we send our graduates from the portals of this great university, the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. I'm very proud and happy seeing all of you today, along with your parents, professors, and university officials, to celebrate your achievements amidst these challenging, extraordinary, and difficult times. We know that it was for you a long and exhausting but very rewarding journey. As chair of the PUP Governing Board and as commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, I congratulate all of you, dear graduates, for managing to show flexibility, resiliency, adaptability, and perseverance all these times, and for finishing your studies and achievements your goal. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic made us all realize how fragile normality is, that in the blink of an eye, the whole world drastically changed. What we had previously not expected to happen had happened, and what we had taken for granted, dreaded, and feared become the new normal. Thankfully, you all survived. You all succeeded. You are now ready to step out of the portals of your alma mater. Academically equipped, technologically trained, and morally inspired. I am confident that the next chapter of your lives as new members of the nation's workforce will be defined by the education you receive, the kind of education that is transformative, one that will empower you to see the world differently and through an ethical lens in order for you to be able to challenge the status quo as agents of change. This is what I mean when I said in one of my quotes that, and I quote myself, education must be grounded on values. Without education, without values, education will never amount to the upright transformation of a person. Unquote. Yes, your values are more important than your knowledge, training, and expertise because they guide and motivate you how to use them in your profession in life. Be of help always. Make yourselves available for nation building. Help and serve one another. Be creative. Learn to innovate. Adapt. This is the essence of your education. In a few moments, you will step out of the portals of this great university. Let me remind you not to forget always. Try to learn more about what the country needs. Know that the country needs people who will be agents of justice and peace. Know that the country needs people who will be agents of good governance and development. Know that the country needs people who will be agents of courage, hope, resilience, and perseverance, especially in these times of pandemic and great upheavals. Be therefore the agents of change. For what is education if you cannot use it to change the world? Just as what I said in my recent song composition entitled, Education Builds the Future. And I quote, education is everyone's concern, that all people should acquire as a weapon to change the world, for us all to live in peace and in prosperity. Unquote. Make your education a weapon that will wipe out evils in this world. Make it flatten poverty. Make it vaporize injustice. Make it destroy indifferences. Make it disappear. And peace. You graduate today, but be the person you dream to be. Remember though, that dreams could happen not by hashtags alone, Twitter or Facebook posts, but through perseverance, dedication, and action. So, go out into the world where your education is needed. Go into the world where your ideas could change peoples and communities. Go into the world where you could become vessels for truth, kindness, peace, and change. Hence, make every effort to nurture values and virtues while you can. You are perfectly the graduates that our country needs. Amidst these challenging and critical times, I encourage you to contribute to nation building, yet continuously learning, studying, and researching as you go out doing other things. As what the American writer George Sanders had said, and I quote, do all the other things, the ambitious things, travel, get rich, get famous, innovate, lead, fall in love, make and lose fortunes, swim naked in wild jungle river. But as you do, to the extent that you can, err in the direction of kindness. Unquote. Mabuhay ang ating mga PUP graduates. Congratulations and feel happy.
To the members of the governing board of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, headed by our own CHED Commissioner Ronald Adamat, PUP President Manuel Muhi, and most especially to the 686 graduating students this day, their parents, university officials and staff, and everyone watching us through the technology, the magic of technology. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Hayaan niyong simulan ko ang aking mensahe sa isang mainit na pagbati at pagpupugay sa mga nagsipagtapos ngayong araw na ito. Alam kong isa ito sa pinakahihintay niyong sandali sa inyong buhay. Kasama na ang inyong mga magulang at mga taong sumusuporta sa inyong pag-aaral. Alam ko na hindi naging normal ang ating nakaraang taon. Hindi naging normal ang ating pag-aaral. Pati na ang ating buhay mula noong March 2020. Kayo ang ikalawang batch ng mga nagsipagtapos na hindi nagmarcha, hindi naghagis ng inyong graduation cap sa pag-anunsyo ni President Muhi na kayo ay tunay na graduate na. Kung kayo ay nalulungkot at nag-aalala sa mga nangyari sa inyong paligid, ang masasabi ko lang sa inyo ay nararamdaman ko ang inyong pagkabahala. Ako man nung graduate sa UP, pagkatapos kong matapos ang aking undergraduate, panahon yun ng martial law. Hindi namin alam kung ano ang mangyayari sa kinabukasan. Hindi nga namin alam kung makakakuha kami ng trabaho pagkatapos namin graduate. Yun ay panahon talaga ng pag-aalinlangan, panahon na tinatanong mo yung sarili kung ano ba ang iyong magiging kinabukasan. Ano ba ang magiging buhay ng iyong pamilya o ang iyong magiging pamilya. Ang masasabi ko lang sa ating mga nagtatapos ngayon ay tulad ninyo ngayon, ako noon ay marami ding agam-agam sa aking pagtatapos ng kolehiyo. Looking back at those very difficult years during martial law when I graduated, when I look back, I realize now that what made me successful in life after that is really the perseverance, the discipline, and the desire to excel and better myself during those very tumultuous times that made me what I am today. Kaya sa ating mga magtatapos, maaring sinasabi ng iba ng panahon ngayon ay panahon ng pagdududa, panahon ng walang pag-asa, times of uncertainty. I tell you, in every crisis, there is always opportunities that await those who persevere, those who continue developing themselves, those who aspire to be better. And I am sure that all of you here this afternoon will succeed, will do better, will achieve more in the coming years, in the coming professions that you will go into, because COVID-19 has tested you and you have survived and you have completed your education. Kaya't hindi man ninyo naisuot ang inyong toga at hindi man kayo nakaakyat sa entablado upang tanggapin ang inyong diploma, dahil sa mga restriksyon dulot ng pandemya, alam kong kumpleto pa rin ang inyong kagalakan at binabati ko kayong lahat sa inyong tagumpay ngayong hapon ito. While the situation today has improved, clearly things are still far from where we were before and would probably not go back to what we felt and experienced as the old normal. We have learned to adapt to and embrace the new normal, and there is no turning back now. Your theme for this commencement exercises is therefore very fitting, especially considering the emerging challenges that HEIs have to address to develop innovative systems while sustaining social relevance towards holistic, transformative development. The challenge that lies ahead is for you to be part of the pool of well-educated professionals in the country who are able to perform complex tasks and adapt readily to the changing environment and the evolving needs of our country. On the part of the Commission on Higher Education, we have responded to the changing environment in the best way that we can, given the circumstances. We acted quickly and conscientiously at the onset of the pandemic and devised ways to allow continuous access to quality education through what is called flexible learning. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, the challenge we faced is how to ensure that learning continues. One of our initiatives is what we call the Philippines CHED Connect to facilitate access to quality learning materials. We train thousands of faculty members in many higher education institutions, both public and private, on flexible learning through the assistance of top universities in the country. This has enabled faculty members and students in higher education institutions to continue their education despite the public health situation. Of course, we at CHED recognize the outstanding initiatives of the Philippine higher education institutions, their innovativeness, their resilience during these challenging times. I have always said in all my speeches that it is because of the bayanihan spirit exhibited by our higher education institutions that we were able to continue learning in these most difficult times. Etong mga nakaraang linggo o nakaraang buwan, ako'y pumadyak sa iba't ibang pamantasan sa buong Pilipinas at nakita ko sa aking pagpadyak ang mga beneficiary, ang mga thesis students, mga mag-aaral, mga guro. Ako'y nakaikot at nakausap sila at nakita ko ang kanilang kalagayan. I heard stories of struggles in the midst of this pandemic. We recognize the diligence, patience, and hard work of both the administrators, the faculty, the staff, and most important, the students for grinding it out and not allowing the pandemic to ruin their dreams and aspirations. Last February 2021, nakilala ko ang magkapatid na parehong test grantee sa Tibiao, Antique. Sila ay si Maria at Remigio Escudero mula sa University of Antique. Ang kanilang ikinabubuhay nung nagsimula ang pandemya ay ang pagbebenta ng balot. Dahil nakatanggap sila ng test sa gitna ng pandemya, ginamit nila ang kanilang nakuhang ayuda upang magtayo ng business na gumawa ng balot para sila ay makabangon, kumita, hindi lamang makapagpatuloy ng kanilang pag-aaral, kundi matulungan ang kanilang pamilya. Last week, I was in Cebu. I met Renami Nunez. Renami is a test beneficiary for 2 years now. She used her first semester test to install electricity in their house for the first time dahil sabi niya, siya ay naaawa sa kanyang mga kapatid na hindi makapag-aral sa dilim. Her second test, she used to buy her first cell phone. Her third test, to buy a second-hand laptop for herself and her brother. She continues to study to better herself. She continues to help her family. She will be the first in her family to finish a college education. Matapos ang pagbisita ko sa Cebu, nakilala ko ang isang grantee, si Mary Chris. Malaki ang pasasalamat ng mga magulang niya kay President Duterte dahil sa free higher ed kasi wala naman daw silang maipamana sa kanilang mga anak pagdating ng panahon, kaya gusto nilang makapagtapos ang kanilang anak. Ilan lang ito sa mga istorya ng mga test beneficiary na narinig ko sa aking pagpadyak sa iba't ibang pamantasan at iba't ibang rehiyon ng ating bayan. These stories of success from our scholars are the reason why this year we claim victory for free higher education. These stories are proof that the Duterte administration has kept its promise to make available to every aspiring Filipino the chance to complete their education. Kaya sa ating mga kabataan, kasama niyo ang CHED sa patuloy na pagpadyak tungo sa mas magandang kinabukasan. As long as we move together, work together, pray together, under the spirit of bayanihan, and as long as we learn and educate as one, we can withstand all the trials we are facing today. It is also with great pride and happiness that I share with you that even amidst the pandemic, more than 1.6 million Filipinos in more than 200 public universities, including your very own university, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, continue to receive quality higher education for free. All these 1.6 million young Filipinos no longer pay tuition and miscellaneous fees. Sa iba't ibang panig ng bansa ay naririnig ko ang mga kwento ng tagumpay ng ating mga mag-aaral, lalo na ang mga nakatatanggap ng test at ng tulong-tulong. Kasama sila sa napakaraming Pilipino na umaasam, nananaginip na sila'y makapagtapos ng pag-aaral para mapabuti nila ang kanilang kalagayan, ang kalagayan ng kanilang pamilya, at tumulong sa bayan. Tulad ninyo, their success stories, I am sure, echo in your own success stories. Each one of you who have persevered to continue learning in this most difficult times. So, dear graduates, the government has placed a premium for your education because investing in you, our young people, is the best investment we can make for the future. Recently, we celebrated the first ever Philippine Higher Education Day because of the signing of Republic Act 11522, together with the 27th founding anniversary of the Commission on Higher Education. Our celebration is anchored not just on what has been done in the past 27 years. It is also anchored in our commitment that as long as there is one young Filipino that aspires to become educated, government will be there to help you. The previous and current successes in ensuring access to quality higher education has clearly been unparalleled in our history. Again, let me state our commitment that we in CHED will ensure that free higher education will continue. All of these efforts are geared towards a shared goal of further expanding access and equity to quality education especially as we transition to the new normal. As we celebrate your graduation today, we look back at the years of hard work and determination, the unwavering commitment of everyone, the government, your university, your families, and you in our continuous quest to improve the lives of every Filipino and to create the necessary human resource for the modernization of the Philippines. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to remind you that as graduates of a state university, kayo ang tunay na scholar ng bayan. Ang hinihingi ko lang, bilang mga scholar ng bayan, dahil ang inyong pag-aaral ay tinustusan ng mga buwis na binayaran ni Juan de la Cruz. Please give back to the Philippines. Now more than ever, the country needs people like you who will put the common good and pull together to make sure that this country moves forward. Students like you who persevere, complete their education amidst the most difficult times, graduate, improve themselves, their families, and give back to the country as students that will make all the efforts of everyone worth it. Our investments in you. Kaya tulad nila Maria at Remigio Escudero, sila Renami at Mary Chris, umaasa ako na sa inyong pagtatapos, hindi kayo titigil sa pagpapabuti ng inyong kalagayan, ang kalagayan ng inyong pamilya, in giving back to our country. Hinihingi ko rin na ibahagi ninyo ang inyong mga istorya ng tagumpay. Be these examples of success during these times of crisis, so that more young Filipinos will dare to make their dreams happen like what you did. Once again, congratulations to the batch of 2021. Magandang hapon po sa inyo.